How you doing today? Cheers. Welcome to How Much House for the Money. Hope you're all having a great day and your glass is always full of gratitude. So are any of you looking for a fixer in Florida under $28,000 on an acre of land? That's what I have for you today, along with some properties in Georgia, North Carolina, and Vermont. So who's ready to venture? It's always a beautiful day to view houses, right? Hope you're all having a great one. So this is where we're going to begin, in Troy, Vermont. Now this looks like a fine house right here that needs a little love, or maybe a lot of love. A little bit of attention. So this one is on a little more than a quarter of an acre. It has 1,589 square feet of living space with 4 bedrooms and 2 baths. You'll find it on Main Street in Troy, Vermont, 05859. So let's see how much house we're getting for our money in Troy, Vermont for $89,000. Now this may be a steal for someone because in Vermont, in this area, the median home values are around $335,000. So this one's $89,000. Beautiful front porch. Look at that. It kind of extends over to the right side. We've got a lot of lush landscaping. Now I do have a rendering of painted exterior for this one, so stay tuned for that. But this looks really very fine. Looks like it has a lot of charm and character. And again, we're in Troy, Vermont. And now in Vermont, your real estate tax rate is 1.78%. So it's coming in higher than the national average of 0.99. And so where this house in Troy, Vermont will be in Orleans County, population is 1722 in Troy, Vermont. Look how pretty this is. Wow. A lot of potential right here. And I've rendered this kitchen. So here we have what looks to be wood application on your ceiling. We have a lot of cabinets, a window above your sink there, vinyl flooring. So it looks like they have blue cabinets in your countertop and then white cabinets. Look how many there are. You have 3 rows of cabinets. Nice kitchen. This is a house that we need to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty, but that's all right, right? That's what it's all about on this channel. We're looking at houses with low price and high potential. So if you're new to the channel, you're welcome to subscribe and join our growing community. This is where I take you through state to state, through town to town, to see just how much house we get for our money. And it's quite an eye-opener when you go through the episodes, because there are so many fine houses in different states and different towns that you may have interest in that you really didn't consider before. Look at that stained glass. And there's our hardwood flooring and beautiful woodwork. It's going to need some attention. We might have a little bit of issue with the hardwood floor, but all the more reason to go see it in person. And the listing agencies for these houses are always in the description box below every video, so contact them to see these houses in person. And if you would be so kind to leave a comment, let me know where you guys are viewing from. It's always great to have you here, because we love viewing houses. It's pretty nice to see, and it's always an exploration to see, how large houses can be for the money, what kind of interiors we're getting, the locations, the amenities. But this one looks like it's full of potential. Look at the hardwood. And it's $89,000 in a market where the houses are like $340,000. So I would say this would be a great equity builder for somebody that has some ambition. And of course, you got to have a little green money, right? But maybe you could just do one section of this house at a time. You don't have to be in a hurry when it's your own. Okay, so look at that. So we do have variation of banister. Now that banister doesn't look like it would really match that natural woodwork. I wonder what happened to it. I'd want to go in there and render this, I think, and make it more unique to the hardwood that's there. But beautiful staircase nonetheless. Gorgeous woodwork. Look at the front door also. $89,000 in Troy, Vermont. You're going to be really up north. You're going to get some weather with this location here. Maybe you're looking to be up north. There's all kinds of areas to live in. There's all kinds of beautiful, beautiful countryside in the United States. Okay, so here's our bathroom. Look at this. So we do need some ceiling work done here. There is your ceiling fan, but looks like there was suspended ceiling in it at one time. There's your front loader washer. So here, looks like they did update the sink and the counter there, or the vanity, I should say. Does have a Madison cabinet, maybe a single shower right there. Nice big window in the bathroom. Looks like ceramic tile flooring. $89,000. Now here is when you get to the top of the stairs. Hopefully there's a little bit of a landing when you get to the top there, but all the more reason to go check it out in person. Bring your general contractors, have those home inspections. And remember, these are the asking prices. You're always welcome to make offers. Beautiful windows. It's got a lot of character. I love houses like this, especially in Vermont. Beautiful, beautiful state. Anyone out there want to go skiing? You want a snowmobile? I'm sure there's plenty of trails and amenities in this area. Look at how pretty this is. So this may be an enclosed porch. It looks like we're getting an enclosed or attached garage also. That's nice. Looks like we do have a shingle roof with this house. I love that porch. Who doesn't love a covered porch? Great place to sit and have your tea or your coffee or a cocktail in the evening and say hello to your new neighbors in Troy, Vermont. It's another view of those windows. Any of you looking in Vermont, this might suit your needs. This is nice. And it's going to be even nicer when somebody restores it. Brings it back to life. It's all about saving houses, you guys. Okay, so this looks like it's vinyl flooring. That may be the upstairs. You can always ask how long the home has been vacant. And you can always ask about a history on utility bills. There may be a history on the utility bills to give you an idea of what the bills are for your heat in the winter months. And there's another view of the outside. That is a very pretty house. Now, it looks like there's a building behind it as well. So let's get some details off the description. 224 Main Street in Troy, Vermont, 05859. Let's get a look at the street view before we go to the description here. Look how pretty that is. Wow. So here you do have sidewalks. That adds for your value with walkability. So we always do diligence with our neighborhoods, right? But look how pretty this is. Troy, Vermont right here. Look at all those gorgeous trees. So let's get a look at our map. So let's see here. We have the town clerk nearby. We have Journey's Salon and Guest House nearby. Jansky Manor up to the north. We have Inn at North Troy. Okay, so we are right near the Canadian border. Woo, we're right up here, aren't we? So we have an 802 Market and Deli nearby. That's nice. And a Dollar General right nearby since you're on Main Street. And let's see if we have Rickford Mountain over here to the west along with the Long Trail. And then we have Six Shooter Gun Shop over here to our east. And we have Big Falls State Park down to the south. And Paradise Hill Gun Dogs down here to the south. So if you're looking for a gun dog. And Buster's Bed and Biscuit. So all kinds of funky amenities. And here we have Newport down here to the southeast. And let's see, there is Jay Peak Ski and Ride School down to the southwest. So quite a few amenities if you like to ski and you like to get involved in winter sports. And there is Westfield down to the south. So there we are on the map. So let's take a look at our description. Now this house has been on the market for 51 days. It was built in 1900, it says. And it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with 1,589 square feet on a little more than a quarter of an acre. A wonderful Victorian-style house with 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, attached 1-car garage. House is located only 10 minutes to Jay Peak Four-Season Resort. Maybe I need to go to Vermont. This looks really fine to me. Let me know in the comments what you think of this one. Whether or not you're even looking in Vermont, that's a nice house. So it's 125 years old, and it was, let's see here. We have some history on this one. And let's see, it was sold for $125,000 back in 07. Then they listed it and removed it back in 18. Then they, relisted it for $112,000. They removed it. Now they're listing it for $94,500. Now they're down to $89,000, and the house is 125 years old, as I mentioned. Very fine property right there. And again, the real estate tax rate in Vermont is 1.78%. That's a nice find for somebody that wants to bring that place back to life. Beautiful home. 1,589 square feet. It's nice square footage, not huge. It's doable, I would say. So let's head south, shall we? We're going into Lagrange, Georgia. Who's looking in Georgia? This one is under $80,000 on 2.06 acres, 79.9. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house with 1,208 square feet of living space. It's at 41 Estes Road in Lagrange, Georgia, 30240. It's been on the market for 2 days, built in 1965. So how much house are we getting for our money in Lagrange, Georgia? This is pretty too. Look at this. So we have a covered porch. We have our carport to the right. We have another porch on the left. Looks like we're on a concrete foundation. That might be a paved driveway. So in Lagrange, Georgia here, we're in Troup County, population 33,564. And the median home values here are around $235,000. And in Georgia, your real estate tax rate is 0.83%. So we're in Lagrange in Troup County here. Look at all those beautiful trees. Looks like it's pretty private. 2 acres in Georgia. Who's looking? It's under $80,000. Again, have those home inspections, find out what's going on with it, and get down to the nitty-gritty. This is cute. So you have a chain link fence, and we have a double gate there that you can drive through that adds a little privacy and protection for you, I guess. Just nice to be enclosed, especially if you have children or pets. On 2 acres, you could have a little hobby farm here. Grow yourself some pecans. Have me over some pecan pie. I don't mind coming to Georgia. I don't mind going to Vermont either. I could get my hands dirty, you guys. I don't mind at all. Give me a winter project, right? Let me go up north and give me a winter project and help you renovate a house. Why not? Get out my cross-country skis. Okay, so let's see here. Beautiful. All this parking space. Looks like we're off the road. Okay, so here's your front entry that's covered. It's always nice to have a covered porch. Plenty of room for those hanging baskets, you know, for that pop of color that we have to have. $79.9 for this one in Lagrange, Georgia in Troup County. Okay, so here is our interior. Look at that beautiful hardwood flooring. You do have a window AC unit, and there's your little gas space heater there. Nice flooring. Look at this. Nice light interior. You can do whatever you want with this. Now, that might be paneling, and as we've seen many times, it can be painted, or you can remove it when you're feeling ambitious. But this looks like we could move right in here. $79.9, you guys. Lagrange, Georgia. Under $80,000 for a home that you could move into and call it your own. It's a nice living room. Plenty of space for some furniture. Arrange it however you like. Here's our kitchen. Okay, so we have a gas range, and there's your range hood. So you have a double sink. Quite a few cabinets. You do have a nice window in your kitchen. That's always helpful. So I would say that's a galley kitchen. Now, when you get in there, you may find that maybe you could remove a wall, put a header in, and open that kitchen up some if you wanted, or leave it the way it is and live in it. These are just my creative juices flowing when I look at these interiors. And I'll go back to the Vermont house because I just remembered I forgot to show you my rendering. And of course, with this house, when you get in there in person, this might not seem as slender when you get in there. There might be more space than what the photographs show here. So that's always a good idea to check it out in person, especially if you're looking in Lagrange, Georgia. We can always lighten up the blue walls if you wanted to make it lighter and brighter. Now this is kind of funky because your range hood is not above the stove. So yeah, this one might need a little bit of attention. It's there nonetheless. So here's your laundry area. Nice big laundry room. Now that might be vinyl flooring. Good sized laundry room. That's always helpful. There's your water heater. Great place for storage. Wow, look at this. Nice wide hallway. Now that looks like more vinyl flooring. These could be bedrooms. Again, get there in person, get the lay of the land. Look at our bathroom. This is nice. So I'm not sure if there's a tub and shower combination, but that surround looks fairly new. Looks very clean. So here's another room. Now that may be a bedroom. Look at how big the doors are, and the door, the entry areas. It's very nice, especially when you're moving furniture. $79,900 in Lagrange, Georgia. And again, the real estate tax rate is 0.83%. Yeah, this has got a lot of potential, you guys. Who's looking in Georgia? And the median home values are around $235,000, so plenty of room for equity growth. So this may be another bedroom. Now this one does have carpet, and that might be our closet. Looks like a pretty good sized closet with this. You can kind of tell, you know, the angle of that closet there with your walls. The corner there. Okay, so here maybe, looks like it might be like an enclosed porch, or maybe turn that into living space. Maybe a living area, because it does have a little space heater there. Yeah, this one would be a good one to see in person too and find out what's going on with it. Again, you can ask how long it's been vacant. So there's your side porch. It's nice that it has two porches. They're both covered. Look at that parcel. 2 acres here. Fenced in. Could add a little outbuilding if you want. You build yourself a small barn. Put yourself up a garage. Definitely have a garden. Look how pretty this is. Lagrange, Georgia, you guys, in Troup County. It's a good find for somebody. It does have a metal roof. Yeah, this has got a lot of potential for somebody to bring life back to this one too, I would say. Yeah, be nice. A lot of room there for a detached garage if you want to have one. There is another view of the front. 41 Estes Road. So before I go to this description, I do want to go back to this Vermont house real quick and show you that I changed it up with a dark blue exterior with white trim, kept that gorgeous porch, and added some fresh landscaping. That's what I did with the Vermont place with ChatGPT, for those of you that wonder what program I'm using. And for the kitchen in this one, this is the kitchen. I just added a butcher block top, drop-in sink with a new faucet, kept a window. So because this is what the kitchen looks currently, that's what it looks like currently. And this is what it could look like with new flooring. And I thought it was real pretty with white, just brighten up the interior space some and have all the cabinets white. Or you could even remove some of the cabinets if you didn't need all of these. So before I forgot about that, I just wanted to show you the rendering. And now we'll go back to the Lagrange house. So here is our street view. Look how, wow, look how pretty this is. Wow, it is very private. Who's looking in Georgia? This is Lagrange. That is beautiful. I like that. Looks like a beautiful parcel. So where are we on the map here? So we are right off of Antioch Road and Liberty Hill Road in Lagrange, Georgia. So let's see here. We are above West Wingate. So we're north of West Wingate and we are south of Glen. And you've got Whitewater Estates nearby here. You've got Hillcrest up to the northeast, Sunny Point Recreation Area up to the northeast, and Yellow Jacket Creek Recreation Area. So we are right near the Alabama line, which is awesome for those of you looking there and or want to be in this location. And we have Mountville and Whitfield over here to the east and Aubrey up here to the north. So there's where we are. Red marks the spot. Let's take a look at our satellite view for your 2 acres here. There you go. Look at this. Beautiful spot. Nice square parcel. A lot of potential with this one, you guys. 2 acres in Lagrange, Georgia. 41 Estes Road. And again, the listing agencies are in the description box below every video. Been on the market for 2 days, so it's hot off the listing press. Built in 1965. Countryside bungalow. Enjoy the best of the quiet country living in this adorable bungalow. Situated on just over 2 acres in the highly sought after Liberty Hill community. Spacious fenced yard is ideal for pets, children, gardening, or simply soaking in the peaceful surroundings. And when you look at the history on this one, it was just listed and it's 60 years old. And it says here on an assessment of $33,488, the taxes were $913 a year. However, you want to check with Troup County for the accurate tax details. And that one is $79,900 in Lagrange, Georgia on 2.06 acres. That's a nice find for one of you out there. Okay, so now we're going to head into North Carolina. Who's looking in the Carolinas, you guys? This one is in Murfreesboro, 27855 on Southwest Road. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house with 1,008 square feet on just shy of a half an acre. It's been on the market 9 days, and it was built in 1968. 69.9, so we're below 70,000 for North Carolina. Let's see what we're getting. This is really pretty too. Look at that shingle roof. And we have part brick and siding and our beautiful brick stairs getting you up to your front door. Beautiful. Now in this part of North Carolina, we're in Hertford County. Population's 19,169. And the real estate tax rate here is 0.73%. This is really cute. Murfreesboro, North Carolina, you guys, in Hertford County, 69.9. And here, the median home values in this part of North Carolina are $370,000. And this house is under 70. So, again, a lot of growth for equity here. Here's another low price, high potential property. Okay, so I'm not sure if that's a dining area. Look at that kitchen. How cute is that? So there's that paneling that we all love, right? But we have a wall oven. We have our electric range with a range hood. Window above your double sink. You've got a nice little breakfast counter there. Quite a few cabinets. Looks like vinyl flooring. Let's just lighten the interior up. That would make a huge impact with this. Okay, so here's your laundry room. Here's another view of the kitchen. That's really pretty. It's very nice. Looks like you could move right in here, and it's $69,900, under $70,000 for a house to call your own and bring life to in Murfreesboro, North Carolina, in Hertford County. So there's our full bathroom with a window. Nice. If you didn't want wallpaper, you could always remove it. Here's dual closets in one of the bedrooms, hardwood flooring. Very nice. Maybe this is another bedroom there. Here's your parcel. Almost a half an acre of land. This looks really pretty. So there's another little side entry. So we do have a neighbor behind you. Looks like a paved driveway. So there is room for a carport or an outbuilding if you wanted. How nice is this, you guys? And this again is Murfreesboro, North Carolina. Very pretty property. Again, right here. Nice find for somebody. 103 Southwest Road. And that's $69,900. Been in the market 9 days. So let's see our street view. Look how pretty this is. So we're on a little side street. We don't have anybody across this. No one across the road. That's nice. Very pretty. 103 Southwest Road. And so let's see where we are on the map. So we have Maple Fork Branch nearby, Turkey Creek nearby. So we're right off of Main Street. So look at all these amenities. You've got Food Lion, Advanced Auto Parts there, Dollar General, a Subway. You've got a Cantina, El Ranchero restaurant over here to the east, CVS. So you're right outside of town. You're right near the University Bookstore also. So if any of you are in college, you're looking for a house to buy, this might suit your needs. And so we're right below Pendleton, and we have Martin Airport up here to the north. And to the south, we have George and Woodland. And let's see. Scroll out here a bit. So there's the coast. And Raleigh, North Carolina is over here to the southwest. So this is northern North Carolina, not far from that Virginia line. So let's get a look at our satellite view here. Murfreesboro, North Carolina. Right off of Main Street. Almost a half an acre of land right there. Look at that. Sweet find. And this again is been on the market 9 days. I don't think that's going to last long. 1968 build. It says home needs some tender loving care. That's all the details you get from the agent. And it was just listed, and it's 57 years old. And it says the taxes were $613 on $42,025. But again, call the Hertford County Tax Office for accurate tax details. Nonetheless, it's in Murfreesboro, North Carolina, 27855 for $69,900. That looks like a great find for somebody. Tons of potential right there. Okay, so now we're headed into Greenville, Florida right here. Who's looking in Florida? This has got an acre of land and it's $27,000 and the listing says it is a foreclosure. So it's been on the market for 5 days, built in 1960. It's a 3-bedroom house with 1.5 bathrooms, 1,108 square feet, pardon me, and on 1 acre. It's at 203 Southwest Oakland Trail in Greenville, Florida, 32331. So let's see what this fixer is all about for $27,000. And I'll show you what I've done with the outside of this. It's really cute. So it looks like we have a single family ranch with a little covered porch. They do have a ramp that could be removed. There's lush landscaping all around. Looks like we have a metal roof. We're on a concrete foundation. $27,000 on an acre of land. Now in Greenville, Florida, we're in Madison County. Population is 18,364 people. The median home values in this area are just around $200,000. And they're asking $27,000. More than likely, this is owned by the bank. And in Greenville, Florida, or in Florida, your real estate tax rate is 0.82%. Now that looks like it's vinyl sided, but again, have those home inspections. Get down to the nitty gritty with this one. So there's your back entry. Again, it's the kind of house that you can go in there and just do what you want with it. Maybe you want to just completely take out the whole interior. Maybe you want to build a new house on an acre of land. You may have a good well and a good septic, your utilities. But again, that can all be checked. And this is $27,000. Okay, so here's what we're looking at here. This would be the living room with a real nice big window. So it looks like the ceiling has been, part of it has been removed. But you see the insulation there. We do have carpet. This is definitely a fixer. It's on an acre of land in Greenville, Florida. Yeah, I'd love to get in there and just see what's going on with this. Might be a complete teardown, but you never know until you get in there. Pictures don't always do a house like this justice. You've really got to get the lay of the land. But maybe the the roof leaked at one time. Fan's seen better days. Okay, so there's your water heater in the corner, your gas range. So there is the kitchen. Big window, look at that, that's nice. I mean, there's things in these houses that we could salvage, repurpose, recycle, reuse. Okay, so that looks like a vinyl window. That might be one of the bedrooms. Greenville, Florida here in Madison County. Yeah, you might get in there and say, hey, this isn't as bad as it seems. Let's fix her. Let's fix her up. There's your bathroom. So you do have a wall sink, your commode. You do have the tub. Not sure if there's a shower. The hardwood doors are really nice on the interior. Look at the woodwork on that windowsill too. That's nice. Looks like it just needs a lot of love, right? A lot of love and a little bit of money. Maybe a lot of money, depending on. But it's there nonetheless. $27,000 find in Florida. Let's see what I did with the outside of this one. So there, I put a green exterior on it with some beautiful landscaping in a little area underneath your covered porch and just gave it a fresh up and kept a metal roof. And for the kitchen, I gave it a modern white kitchen with a gas range. Now, this was ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not perfect. I'll just put it to you that way. And but this would obviously need to be taken out, and I would put a range hood in there. But it just gives you an idea of what it would look like with a subway backsplash, white cabinets, a cool pendant light over your drop-in sink, new faucet, and a different window. But very modern kitchen nonetheless. Could be very pretty inside this Greenville, Florida home right there. Or you could, I mean, when you get in there, I'd want to know if I could salvage those cabinets because they don't look too bad from this angle. But again, we never know what we're going to get until we get in there. 203 Southwest Oakland Trail, Florida, 32331 in Greenville. Been on the market for 5 days. So let's see where we are on the map. $27,000 house on an acre in Florida. Okay, so here we have Ray Charles. Oh, this is a Ray Charles statue right there. Over to the east, Grace Manor's Bed and Breakfast. H&R Grocers. So you do have some nice amenities nearby. That's great. Looks like you're within short drive of them. And let's see, we have Honey Lake Farms up above to the north. We have, let's see, where do we? So where are we here? We have Hamburg. Right there's the Georgia line. So we are in northern Florida with this house right here in Greenville. And then we have Osceola and Drifton over to the west. And Madison is over here to the east, as is Westlake and Adams. And Hanson's up to the northeast. And Cherry Lake. And there's Asheville, Florida as well, up to the north. So let's get a look at our 1 acre here. 1 acre in Greenville, Florida. And you can always ask the agent if the seller has more land available, if you want more land. Because sometimes they do that and they don't attach it to the listing. So if you're looking for more land, it never hurts to ask. Yeah, look at all that. There might be more land. Look at that. 1 acre right there, and it doesn't look like you have any neighbors. Oakland Trail in Greenville, Florida. And it says here, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath home on 1 acre of land, metal roof with some updated windows and an outbuilding, spacious living space, dining or office area with attached sunroom. The kitchen also has another area for dining. There is a hall bath and a half bath off the primary bedroom. Home is sold as is. Not a bad find right there. $27,000 house in Florida. Who's looking? Just listed, and the house is 65 years old. And again, the real estate tax rate in Florida is 0.82%. That might be a great find for somebody, and that is in Greenville, Florida, $27,000 house on an acre of land. Or we have this one in Murfreesboro, North Carolina for $69,900 on almost a half an acre. Or we have this one in Lagrange, Georgia on 2.06 acres for $79,900. Or if you're looking to go north, this one here is in Vermont. Pardon me, I don't know why it does that. I say it every time, don't I? Here it is. And this is your $89,000 house in Troy, Vermont on a little more than 1/4 of an acre. Nice finds today, you guys. Let me know in the comments where you're viewing from. It's always great to have you here. Remember to subscribe to the channel and join our growing community and hit that notification bell, because the house you're not looking for may be the next episode. And we will see you then, because more houses are coming up with low price and high potential. Have a great day, everybody. Cheers.